So, which dongle will you be putting it in? Hello and thank you for clicking on this video where I'll be talking about Fio's latest dongle. This is the KA13, which is a USB DAC M dongle coming in at $75. Before we talk about this dongle, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Fiio once again for sending this in exchange for my honest feedback. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. And if you've been enjoying the content, a like to the video and a sub to the channel would be greatly appreciated. And who knows, by subbing, your dongle may gain more power tonight. Anyway, enough about your dongle, let's talk about Fio's dongle instead. In the packaging itself, you get a USB-C to USB-C connection, a USB-C to Lightning port connection, and a USB to USB-C dongle. So everything you need to connect to your PC, Android, or Apple devices. Though if you're connecting it to your phone, know that it'll dangle outside of your pocket, so there will be a lot of tug and pull. And personally, I just use this dongle for my office use instead of having a dedicated desktop DAC amp in place. The design of the dongle itself is quite simple. You've got a deep X groove running in the middle of the dongle with Fio's branding etched onto one side and a window on the other, giving you a preview of the tech inside the dongle itself, which is nice. On the sides you have the volume button and also a D mode switch, which stands for desktop mode, which I'll explain more later. It has a 3.5mm and a 4.4mm termination, and at the back you have a few tech info with the Jade Audio wording running across. It's a very simple yet striking design, at least when it comes to portable dongle designs. If you connect the Fiio KA13 to your PC, it'll have some lighting where it indicates what sampling frequency your music is playing at. So below 48 kHz, it'll turn light blue, above 48 kHz, it'll turn yellow, and on DSD, it'll be green. So as mentioned earlier, this dongle has a desktop mode, which essentially means turning the switch on unleashes more power from the dongle to the balanced output. So on harder to power IEMs or headphones, this is where the desktop mode will come in handy. What does all of that translate to real life use? Let's explore. Just comparing power output using my Moondrop Dawn as a comparison, I'm getting to about 22 out of 100 on my desktop volume using the DAC Audio Monarch Mark III, and it's similar on the Fiio KA13 on desktop mode to reach the same volume level, but boy do they sound different, more on that later. So powering an IEM like the DAC Audio Monarch Mark III, which is a multi-driver configuration with 2 DDs, 6 BA and 2 ESTs, is no problem for the Fiio KA13, so it should be able to handle most IEMs on the market. So going to something different, headphones, and testing this with my Sennheiser HD650, which is a 300 ohm headphone, which translates to you need to have a lot of juice to power this bad boy. And on the Fiio KA13, I'm jumping from 22 out of 100 on my Windows volume to 85 out of 100, which is significant, but it's able to power the HD650. And if the Fiio KA13 can power a 300 ohm headphone, it should be pretty much able to power most of the headphones as well that are easier to drive than the Sennheiser HD650. I'm truly amazed by what dongles can power these days, so I was curious, how close is this dongle compared to a DAC amp stack in terms of power and sound? So once again, using the Monarch Mark III, going back and forth between my topping A90D and D90, which in itself is a very powerful stack, and the KA13, as of my current listening sensitivity state, I really had to focus on the differences between the two, and the stack just gave the Monarch Mark III more spaciousness in its sound, a touch more clarity, but the fact I'm comparing something that is about 10 times more its price just goes to show the amount of power this little dongle can give to your gears for a fraction of the price. I do have to say that after a few hours of listening sessions, the Fiio KA13 can run a little bit hot to the touch, so something to be aware of. However, the KA13 just sounded so good with the Monarch Mark III, call it synergy, call it the amount of power it's providing, something inside the Fiio KA13 works with the Monarch Mark III, which is why the next test would be against my previous dongle daily driver. Say that 5 times fast. The Moondrop Dawn. And I have used the Fiio KA2 in the past, and between the Fiio KA2 and the Moondrop Dawn, the differences are harder to discern, and I've been somewhat leaning towards the Moondrop Dawn for my usage, especially on the Monarch Mark III. However, the moment I tested the Monarch Mark III on the Fiio KA13 at desktop mode from the Moondrop Dawn, it just made the Monarch Mark III shine. It sounded fuller, a touch more open. The Fiio KA13 made Moondrop Dawn headphones sound thin on the Monarch Mark III? Could it be the technology inside the Fiio KA13? Could it be the extra power that's pushing the drivers on the Monarch Mark III harder? I know, first cables, now dongles. What's next? We will never know, but the only way would be to try it yourself at a local audio store, if you have the opportunity. However, if I had to choose, the Fiio KA13 just replaced the Moondrop Dawn as my daily dongle driver. So to sum it all up, there is just so much value in having such a powerful source in such a portable form, and while it has yet to replace my desktop stack, the Fiio KA13 came scarily close, and this experience made me even more curious of what more expensive dongles can do to the sound of my gears. If you're looking for an alternative to desktop stacks for commuting or for office use, look no further than dongles. Dongles got your back. And with that all said, thank you again to Fiio for this opportunity, and thank you all very much for watching. Let me know which is your favorite dongle in the comment section down below. Until the next experience, take care.